Guys, this is my first episode of Minecraft Quarantine Files. This is just a preview of my world and what's to become expected out of the series. I'm looking at showcasing some mods and possible um, mods, texture packs, survivor worlds. It's kind of more of a, I've always wanted to start a channel, but I've never had time to do it. And with the recent COVID-19, I've had to come back home to my parents and do more of a online course structure instead of my university studies. And so this is where the Minecraft series will start up. And I'm going to take you around the world to kind of see what's expected of the survival series that's going to come out. This world, there'll be showcases of me continuing it as this is about a 1 year build world, but I'll be starting up a new survival series as well. Let's go ahead and jump down here. Uh, this world started out as just an island, and it's a complete island on ocean biome and ice plains, which most of these facts will be wrong on actual technicalities of Minecraft, as I'm not more of a technical player. I definitely understand the logic as I've been playing for years, but not the best at understanding all of the correct phrases, so I will have most of those wrong. But this is a tree farm, of course. Simple tree farm started out with it 7 high or 8 high block to stop all those annoying trees. I used to not have this, and somehow every single one of these blocks would become a massive tree, and it would take me a good 10 minutes to chop down. So I finally put it in, decided to keep it. Coming up here is the initial house. This was the first house that I built on this world, and it continues to be the same house. It's mostly gutted, as the only thing that I come to this house for is to drop off dungeon loot because I really have no use for it, and then the nether portal. Oh, there's an enderman up there. Let's get a sword out just in case. Of course, start out bamboo, sugarcane, typical farm of cows, and typical wheat farm. This is where I was holding villagers, and I was keeping a little village up here just because the closest village is about 10,000 blocks that way. But I decided to move them to the new base. And then if we look out in the distance, this would be my iron farm as well, which we'll step over there in a little while. But we'll come into the house and see where I've moved to. This was the enchanting center as well. I had a massive enchanting center here. This is the first villager home that I had beds stacked in here because this was the best space I could keep them at. An aquarium. Some fish are still in here, but most of this just goes untouched. But if we come down here, we'll come to the new base. It is an underground structure. I've never done that before, and I probably won't again because building new things gets really annoying. But of course, water elevators. I used to have just a ladder coming up, but then I've added in the elevators to make it a little bit easier. Strip mine, of course, which is what kind of started the underground base, is having this strip miner decided to finally use all these pathways and kind of work it out. Chest there is for an AFK fishing farm, but we come into the actual base now. It doesn't look like much, but there's a lot going on. Of course, chest, iron farm, resources from everything. This is going to be an automatic sorter system. I just haven't gotten to the point yet, but it's dug out quite a bit. It's just a matter of getting the time to put in and learn redstone. I'm not the most redstone savvy person, but I use YouTube videos to get through it. Come over here. This is the current villager station. I'm right now working on a villager trader hall. I keep also messing up all the crops, and I don't know if that's normal or not. It might be from the iron golem spawning in here. I'm not really sure what's happening here. Of course, I have emerald trades. If you come over here, the first farm that I built in this world was the auto smelter, and it harvests the bamboo, brings it up, drops the bamboo off in here, and then smelts what you need into the chest. But currently, this one's not working out too great, and it's mostly just a bamboo farm addition to this guy, because I built an actual auto smelter, which runs so much smoother, and I could just drop all my coal in there because I have my Fortune 3 pick. This is the new enchanting center. The reason I moved it here is because I had a zombie farm right here, though I don't really need the XP anymore, as I have a blaze farm in the nether, so this just kind of serves as a uh, rotten meat collector for my clerics. And so below, which that just an item elevator and everything, pretty simple Minecraft stuff. But below this is where I keep all my clerics, which is one of the reasons why the next thing I'm building is a villager trader hall, because this gets a mess actually getting in there and trading with them and popping out because they don't like to come up to the front is a bit annoying, and so I need a bit new of a system. Come in here. For some reason there's always a raw chicken out, but simple chicken farm set up there, eggs come down, shot out, pulse of lava. Pretty simple redstone stuff. Just simple wool farm. The way this works is there's dispensers with shears in them, and then when the sheep eat the block, it's being updated by the observers, which then send a pulse to that observer, which then in turn sends a pulse to all these guys and shears, and then it drops it down to a hopper minecart, which is right there. I'll put it in, and then the old-fashioned cow farm. This was supposed to be a leather farm, and then I got a librarian, and I have tons of meat and tons of chicken, so this is kind of serving no purpose at all. But I decided just to keep it, to have all 3 builds. Let's come over here. Tree farm. This one doesn't get used as much as that one out front is just really simple to use. But mostly just whenever a tree grows, we'll push it, and then it will easily just grow the next one. It's got auto bone meal, and then when it finally grows up, it takes forever every time. It'll push it, and then it'll just go on to the next one. You just sit here and hold it. Eat up. Trying to make the place look fancy with the redstone lamps, but of course, kind of like this cut raw style. This is where the villager trader hall will be. This gonna have to get about 2 times bigger as well. I'm looking at a pretty massive one that once I start this, I'll start a recording of it and link the tutorial video that I'm using for it. But hopefully this gets the trades down a lot easier, and it's supposed to also have a zombie curing station, so get the trades cheaper to where I can actually trade them. One of the biggest problems I'm having right now are bookcases, and then surprisingly, even though I have all of these farmers, I don't have anything to give them, and so hopefully I can start trading with the emeralds to get better trades on all this and actually be able to use some of the enchanting books of librarian and then some enchanted armor from the weaponsmith. But if we come up here, take you to the iron farm. I need to change this at some point. I want to do a water elevator because this is the only 2 pathways that I've showed you are the only ways to get up here, which is a bit annoying, and it takes quite a bit of time, and so I need to do a water elevator or a piston elevator or something. This is just added this guy in. This is the new iron farm that I did not design, but I've built from a video. It's super simple. It only takes 24 powered rails, 24 gold pressure plates, and then a bunch of slabs. And then you just have to have a zombie in a mine cart with a name tag. And then I put him in all iron just because golems kept killing him. So I tried taking away all possible spawning blocks for the golems, and then just in case he's in full iron. So hopefully he won't die. But we'll come down here. I think it's only been about an hour or so since the last time I've collected, so we'll see how much it's been producing. Yeah, so produces just about 4 stacks in an hour, which is pretty good rate for this farm. But not just that, for these poppies, when they get annoying, there's a drowned out there trying to get me, it looks like. But when they get annoying, I'll come over here and I'll drop them in this guy, and then they make bone meal. And so they'll go into the composters and then bring out here. But we'll do the satisfying iron collection. I've joked around that I'm going to start using iron as a building block for everything, just because ever since I built this, I think I have about 10 stacks worth of iron blocks. It might be more than that now, but easily can do a house or some type of monument out of these. Let's see. Come over here. I'll probably put some music backing tracks to these as well, since a lot of the YouTubers that I watch, they have a little bit of a backing track to it, but this is the first time trying it, so we'll see how all this goes. If there's an awkward silence or something, I'll put something in the background, but it should get better as time goes on. But we'll go ahead and go up to this top chest, deposit them all in, and then it just fills it up with the hoppers. And then what my plan is to take all of these and then bring them down to that tree farm, and that tree farm will just grow them that way, because I have this guy, which it is 4 floors now, I think, and it's just a typical mob grinder, but it doesn't produce as much bones as I've been hoping, and so I just need something to change it up. Looks like it's getting full though, so let's adjust some of these. I don't collect it near as often as I should, but go ahead and do that. I'll clear it out. Let's see. I try to keep it organized, but because of the drop rate, it kind of makes it a mess. So I try to keep at least one void so that anything can drop in case there's extra. Okay, I think they're spawning from in here. I need to put some glowstone in here. Let's go ahead and fall down. I did have this as just a water block at the bottom, but one time the water block glitched and I fell through and I completely died, and that was before I had feather falling, but I only have feather falling 1, which I don't know why. Like, I've enchanted all of these guys multiple times, and some reason I keep forgetting about enchanting armor. Let's see, go ahead and put there, it's 9, let's see, 9, 10, 11 blocks currently. And I have these guys as well, which will drop off all of that, get that out of the inventory. And luckily I have an infinity bow, so I just need just that 1 arrow. Let's come over here, make a bit more. So yeah, we have 9, 10, 11 plus a 41. It's pretty good a bit. I don't need it anymore. It was more of I was running out of iron for hoppers and I was getting really annoyed, so I decided to make an iron farm. It's a bit late game to make an iron farm, but I think it's just a matter of technicality. I also wanted to learn how to make a better one, which that one is insanely efficient, so it's really nice to have. Next thing, I'll take you to the blaze farm. It's a really simple mechanic as well. I did have it at redstone set up, but it some reason was killing the blazes too fast, and I tried lowering the comparators down to see if it would fix it, and even then it was still killing them. So kind of now have it as a pulse extender. That's not the right terminology, but it's pulsing for a little bit longer than just a 1 pulse stone button, and so it makes it a bit easier and it takes them down. So I hit it about 3 or 4 times, and after that I just take 1 swing and it works. Come through here. Hey, let me out. What's going on? It was a weird glitch. I was like stuck in the floor there. This tunnel, I do have tons of packed ice that I plan to put in this, just because this run is annoying. It used to veer off that way and then come down here, and then I would have to turn here, but I've made it more of a straight shot, and I still need to make it even more of a straight shot because it's a good bit of a run to my blaze farm. I mean, it's definitely not more than what most people would have, but it's a good bit of run. We'll look at it from the top before we go down. So mostly it's just a typical blaze spawner with a magna block. It's a piece of wool to stop gas from spawning, come down, and they get trapped on trapdoors and get brought down. Let's come down here. I know stairs need to be put in, but for the most part, this is just more of a technical XP farm. So you just sit here. I've raised up the max entity count because I realized at 24 they are all dying out individually for no reason, and it's because they're being killed on that one block. So I did it to infinite, and I'll just AFK here for like 30 minutes, and then I'll come back and I'll have a mess of blazes there. And for this guy, the way that it was set up was 2 comparators running this way, redstone, and then 2 comparators running back. And for some odd reason, that was killing all of them every time. And I tried taking out one comparator, doing it, killing them, and it would kill them in one pulse. Take one out, do it, and then it'd still kill them. And so I've narrowed it down to just this one. And what it does is it'll just push them a little bit, push them a little bit. Some of them still die, which is really weird. But I usually do 3 or 4, and then I'll take a swing at them. It's funny, the whole reason that I have the sword that I'm using now is because I thought that them floating up was due to me having knockback on this one, and so for this one I don't have it, but they still float up, and I mostly just got another sword that doesn't have knockback now. But at the time I thought that was the reason, so I quickly enchanted this one and realized that it was not. But most of these blaze rods get put down back into that auto smelter, which is really nice, but I still keep some in there just in case I come in here and need anything, or if I'm planning to make a brewing station down here. Really simple farm. The next XP farm I'm planning to make is I'm planning to kill the Ender Dragon probably next week or the following, and then I'll do there's a really simple Enderman farm that I saw using leaves in a Endermite, and it looked really simple. So I'll be the next task that happens on this server or this world. But for the most part, for this series, I'll be starting up a new survival world to play during this time, because with my online classes I really have a lot of time just to spare. I've always wanted to start up a channel, so we'll see how this goes. But for this I'll just do updates, and if I have any big builds like a villager trading, then I'll make sure to record and show everything that happens. But we'll come down here. Really hoping that my game audio records, because I usually don't play with much game audio, and it's low on my laptop, so there's no feedback, which that is one thing. I am using a laptop, which is a bit of a pain, but I'm planning to get a PC pretty soon, so make things a little bit easier. For the most part though, this laptop isn't a normal laptop, as I'm an architecture student and it's pretty much a powerhouse. I run different games that I run are like run Rocket League on this, I'll run Minecraft, I've played Fortnite, everything on this, but when it gets to the AAA titles, this thing kind of stops there. But it's got a pretty good NVIDIA graphics card, so it's not too bad. Go ahead and drop all these guys in, and for this guy it's just really simple, typical one. More iron, not like I need it, but I'll take it. Go ahead and drop it off in here, which once I start this automatic sorter, that's definitely going to be a nice thing to have, because as you can see, these things are kind of organized, but they're a mess. Oh. Well, I don't really want that. Oh, okay. I thought I'd lost the quartz block, but I'm fine with keeping it again. I don't really need it. Yeah, this is a mess, but go ahead and drop that in. This is my little AFK chamber. All of my farms are activated from here, which is super nice. Just sit here, you're good. But oh, there's my head. But yeah, that concludes this kind of breakthrough of what's going to be happening on this channel. I'm also thinking about maybe streaming some, and Minecraft won't be the only thing. I'll probably play some Rocket League, and then if I do end up getting a better PC, then we'll have some other games we'll throw into there. But I really like the building games, being an architecture student, so we'll look into more building games. Might do some classics like what is it, it's not Plantera, but it's Terrarium. It's a game I used to play back in high school that was really fun. We'll probably take a look at that and some easier performance game. But yeah, that concludes this episode. I'll see you guys next time.